Hey everybody, this is Erica Michelle with Living Without Excuses Radio. We have Nita, you here?
Hey, it's your girl, Nita B.
Where you at, Dot?
You already, I'm right here, live in effect.
Hey, so I am so excited tonight for our show. I'm on 100, trying to take it down to like at least 75, 75. But I am excited tonight. We have a special guest here tonight. And so before we get into it with that and our special guest, I just want to tell you a little about him. He is out of Brooklyn. That's what we calling this, the Brooklyn Takeover. He is multifaceted. He is an amazing entrepreneur that has amazing things going on. I'm so excited for his future. He will be with us for the next 25-30 minutes, and you will hear all about his music, his vision, his journey, and what we have to look for in the future. I always say you can never have a future if you don't have a vision. And I think that his vision is right on point. So that I'm going to give it to you so you can introduce, none other than Mauri B out of Brooklyn.
What's happening? What's up with you, man? Shout out to LWER for having me. What's up, guys? Erica, Juanita, Dot. What's happening? Happy Saturday night.
Hey, Mom.
What's going on? Yeah. You know me. I just like to jump into these interviews. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to beat around the bush. It's the Brooklyn Takeover. Stop playing. The show. What's up? Talk to me, man. What we doing? All right. We do what we do. You know what I'm saying? We live in effect. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all can hear me clearly. For real. Last week it was a situation, but today we're not playing. You know what I'm saying? All right, my brother. You know what I'm saying? As we all know, you're a well-rounded individual and everything like that. Hands-on kind of dude. You know what I'm saying? But for the listeners that don't know you, tell them who you be. All right, cool. For sure. So, look, my name is Mo. The people that know me, recording artist, District 16, Mauri B, from Brooklyn, business owner, entrepreneur, recording artist. It's a few hats that I wear, but for the most part, Mauri B, man. That's who I am. Yeah, man. I mean, we got to speak on that bottle, though, bro, for real. All right, so you want to talk about the alcohol business? Yes, because, I need parts. What do you want to know? But, you know what I'm saying? I just want to know, you know what I'm saying? Your mind frame, the business. I know you savvy, but everybody don't know you savvy, big. You know what I'm saying? So you got to let them know. You got to let them know what it is. You know what I'm saying? In order to, step up on that ladder. All right, so about 4 years ago, a little over 3 years ago, a guy that I know from the neighborhood came to me. He knew I was always in business, but I wasn't really digging into the entrepreneurial side of things. I was always like in finance and finance-related businesses. So guy comes to me. He's like, he's doing an alcohol. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's up. Whatever you need from me, let me know. And then he was like, well, how do you set up business structure? So, I did the guy a favor, and I just really just walked him through the process. And he just like always was on my phone or whatever. So it just ended up happening, me just coming on board in an executive position, and I took it to market, I helped him take it to market, and then, things didn't always go according to plan, and I just stepped away and did my own thing. So right now it's about this Mauri's Red Apple Flavor Poppin', Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then, so yeah, that's where we are with it. Yeah, I mean, but you got to plug everybody in on the production and how they can get to it, you know what I'm saying? Local liquor stores or whatever have you, you know what I'm saying? If they want it. So You got to tell them how they can get it.
So the way it works is we're currently in the process of securing distribution and mass production. So the process is just it's really it's not an overnight industry that you can walk right into because of the federal regulations. So everything from the label to what's on the label, everything has to be approved by the United States government, TTB and COLA. Even the formula, even when you reach out and you happen to find a distillery, there's not a lot of distilleries in the United States that work with a startup brand, but there are some. When you get a distillery that you can partner with that can create a spirit for you, that's a process. They create the spirit and then they have to submit it to the United States government for testing and you get it approved. So it's just a journey of just a lot of approvals and permits before you can even get to market. So right now I'm just about past. Well, I do have all my federal permit, federal green light. So right now I'm just looking at distribution and production.
I'll definitely get bigger. Promises, for real. But
so I have a question.
Go for it.
So at this point, are you looking for like investors and people that can come on board and like be an asset to the company?
Exactly. I'm definitely looking for partners that some in profit sharing, some in equity. It's also like looking for like brand ambassadors, anyone that can add value to the company, but they have to understand my vision. That they also have to understand that it's not an overnight business, so they have to actually believe in my vision and be willing to take this walk with me. But I'm definitely looking for partners, equity partners, whether it be profit sharing or equity brand ambassadors. They are paramount because they're the boots on the ground. We're getting exposure to the brand. So, we have the DJs and the IG models, and social media is definitely critical. So definitely, and those will all be partners that, we'll find a creative way to something that we both can live with, to make it make sense to do a deal. But yes, to answer your question, I am taking on partners, whether it be in ownership, profit sharing, brand ambassador, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, back to you guys.
Yeah, definitely. But, most importantly in the situation, you know what I'm saying? Like, we understand, you in business and everything, but I like people to get to know you. You know what I'm saying? Your struggle and, where you came from. You know what I'm saying? You can't just say it's the Brooklyn takeover and not, mention you did.
Yeah, so, I grew up in Bed-Stuy, not the new Bedford Stuyvesant. I come from the old Bed-Stuy where it was, where it was a little rough, where, the green dumpsters and the guys on the corner with the 40 ounces and crack vials and gunshots every night. But one of the things that was always interested in me, my late mother used to always tell me, this is not the hood. This is central Brooklyn. We have the best water, the best transportation. And the Caucasians was here before we got here. And once you move to, part of my speech, the Negroes out, it won't be called the hood no more. Here it is, 2019. And just as of like 2016, it's just been 100% gentrification. And it is not the hood. But I'm from Brooklyn. Yeah, well, it's affordably unaffordable, But that's where I'm from. I'm from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, private house. Mom, dad, grandma type of scenario. My mother was a teacher. My dad was into business. And, they were working people. They worked hard, Even the things that I did in the streets, I didn't have to. I didn't want for anything. But, there's always, with the people you run with, you always want a little more. But then, when you look back at it, I really didn't want for anything. Just that, you know how it is, the environment. I wouldn't even call it peer pressure. I never was peer pressured and do anything. It's like I'm not doing it. Everything I did because I wanted to do it. So and then it just I always kind of like, but even before it got that, like, well, even before business, I'm an artist first. Like when people growing up wanted to be like firemen and police officers and I want to be a lawyer and a doctor. I used to be like, I want to be Michael Jackson. Like I've always been into the entertainment. I always was attracted to the glitz, the glamour, the lights, the cameras, the action. So it's always been about the music for me. Even with coming into the alcohol industry, I strategically did it because, after I got off that upper ship and got my own, I started thinking like, this is a perfect way to segue into do relationships and build relationships with recording artists, A&Rs, and labels, because at the end of the day, you want a sponsorship, I need a verse. You know what I mean? So it's all going to tie back to the music. I'm an artist first. I'm not really good at anything other than being a recording artist in music. I know things around my way around the office and financial stuff, but I'm 100%, 110% a recording artist. That's what I do best.
Yeah, fact. Shout out to 922 and 68. But I'm just saying, I'm just saying, like,
what are you saying?
We all know you're a well-rounded individual now, being said, like, that last track I heard, you don't know me. That shit, for me, it was, a whole boat, for real. Like, so you gotta definitely plug that, man, for real. You gotta let them know where they can catch that or where they can hear that at. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just let that just slide,
So officially, my stage, District 16, man, that's officially my stage name, District 16. It's spelled the correct way, District 16. And SoundCloud, you always go to SoundCloud and find the music up there. But that particular record I sent you, I haven't posted it yet. It's not up there. But, I think it's time for me to put the joint out.
Yeah, it's definitely
It's a street record. It's a street record. It's a little grimy, but that's what it is, man. It's about the music. Yeah. It's Mauris Vodka, By the way, let me give my plug now. Go to the Instagram and follow the Mauris Vodka page.
Subscribe. Follow
MAURIS Vodka. Red apple flavor, you dig? 6 times the still.
I mean, but at the same time, you plug in. We gotta know your inspirations, bro. Like, you gotta talk to us.
In terms of what?
What it is. Like,
inspiration-wise, because I got a lot of different inspirations.
Music,
so.
like music.
Oh, we're back on the music?
Keep talking. Stop playing,
Okay. So, we're going to talk music. Growing up, like, again, I'm from the era of the golden hip-hop, man. So the very first rap record I ever had was Paid in Full. So I guess it had to start there with Rakim, the Paid in Full album. And then, I've always been a fan of LL, because he was talking that sweet shit. Oh, pardon my language. He's talking that sweet stuff to the ladies, you know what I mean? So I'm definitely a fan of LL. And then, as the 90s came along, it was always, Notorious Big, Nas, Jay-Z, and, and as it go on. But those were the inspirations in terms of the music. Now, when you talk about the flip side on the business side.
No. You can't. It's the Brooklyn takeover, bro. Like, you
go for it, man.
You just put a Queens dude over a Brooklyn dude. I ain't having it.
What
how
you mean?
Man, stop playing. That sound like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bro. What you mean?
Oh, you want me to give my top 10 or something? My top 5?
4, 5. No, I just need 5. Stop playing with me, and they better be Brooklyn dudes.
You need my, all right. So you need a solid 5 Brooklyn takeover?
Stop playing with me. Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Oh, you need to be a little more clear. So here we go. The top 5. All right, so we're gonna just remove. So we're gonna remove the obvious. Jay-Z and Big Small. So that's a given. We're gonna talk about Kane. You know what I'm saying? Big Daddy Kane.
Oh,
we're gonna talk about. Yeah, for sure. We're gonna talk about the Boot Camp Clip. Those guys.
Yes.
So you gotta get them as a whole because they definitely. Let's just put them as one. And, who else came out of Brooklyn that was really, really, really heating things up? I feel like Slick Rick was from Brooklyn, but I know he's not. But if we got to keep it Brooklyn, we got...
He's from London. He on his 21 Savage. Stop playing.
Yeah, so, to keep it clean, we definitely going to say Big Daddy Kane would be number 1. AZ.
I go with that. Yeah.
If we gon' Fabulous. Definitely Fabulous.
He's 4. I'll give him 4 out of Brooklyn.
And I feel like Guru from Gangstar was from Brooklyn too.
I feel like
Guru was from Brooklyn.
He's from Flatbush.
Oh, Busta Rhymes. You know, Busta Rhymes, of course. Yeah, there's a whole heap of artists. There's a whole heap of artists that drew inspiration from with the music, but you know, off the top, if we just gonna talk about the big dogs, we gonna go, you know, Jay-Z, Biggie Smalls, Fabulous, Big Daddy Kane, and then we gonna say Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, but with all that information, that you just gathered, right? Or what you know what the son and fathers is and all that, you know, this and the third, right? You know all of that. What you feel like music today and music as that foreground, that foundation, what that energy brings, like, what that's like
you
together,
know,
like.
If you ask me to compare it from,
in
terms of compare, well, I'm a student of the game, and if I gotta compare, like, a lot of people don't like the new artists for whatever reasons, but you have to just tell you, so hip hop is always evolving. So it really started with the DJ. You know, when you think back at it, it started with the DJ. It wasn't even about the MC. It was really about the DJ and the music. And MCs back then, they used to just rap about, they was really just rapping about how better their DJ was than yours. And then it moved into lyrics. You know what I'm saying? And it became about the beats and the lyrics. And then you fast forward at some point, it just was about where it is today. Like I said, right back then it was about the beat and the lyricism. Right now, nobody cares unless you're like people like me that's checking for lyrics. But I like a record. If it's hot, it's hot. Even if, you know, you're not saying nothing. Like, I actually am a really big fan of Tekashi 6ix9ine. And he, you know, he makes good records. You know what I mean? It makes sense. It doesn't mean it makes sense. But you know what? You know, I'm not listening to music for it to make sense. I'm listening to music to feel good. You know what I'm saying? If I want something to make sense, I'll read a book. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, there are records out there. There are records out there that I'm like, what is this garbage? Turn it off. But for the most part, I like a lot of the new artists. You know, but to compare it, it's kind of hard because it's like the beats got better than the '90s. Some of them, the beats out here is hot, and it's just different, man. It's just like it's just different. Like, I don't get stuck in the '90s music. Like, I really, when I think about it, listen probably more of the more up to date music than I do the stuff from when I was growing up. But again, there's always a place for it in my playlist. It's just about what I feel. If I feel like I want to hear some thought provoking music or some bars where I'm like, then I'm gonna listen to the stuff from like everything from like '96 to 2005. Whenever Jay-Z dropped the Black album and all that stuff. But after that, if I just want to just feel good, don't listen to the stuff that's going on there.
Yeah, I definitely. So, I'm sorry, Dad. And pertaining to that, so would you say, like, a lot of people get connected more with the artist instead of the music? So for me, like, I'm a lover of music. I can listen to anything. I can listen to country. I can listen to anything because I'm a lover of music. And I know how to disconnect the artist from the music. So I get a lot of flack because I like certain artists that maybe not be doing well, like, in a personal life. So are you able to disconnect in that way as well?
Yeah. 100%. So it's like, you know, I'll just piggyback to, like, you know, Tekashi. You know, he can't really, you know, rap, but the music sounds good. Whatever he's saying on the beat and that time, it sounds good. You know, even with Future, I didn't know a lot of stuff he was saying. All I know is just that it sounds good. Like, I don't even understand. It just feels good. So. But I am a lover of music, and I actually listen to more old school records, like, you know, Sam Cooke, Otis Redding, Bobby Womack. I just listen to a lot of that. I listen to a lot more of that than I actually listen to rap, which is crazy. And that's because I'm a rap artist. So I don't want my music to get clouded or I start sounding like other artists. But 100%, just to, you know, to set an example. R. Kelly is a perfect example. I have not stopped listening to his music. His personal life is his personal life. He is a musical genius. Some people say, well, how could you say that? So, okay, what am I supposed to do when the world's greatest go on? I'm supposed to not like the record? It's an inspirational record. You know, I probably graduated at that time. You know, when I Wish came out, one of my best friends was murdered. So there's an emotional connection to these records. You know, I might have been in a nightclub when Step in the Name of Love came on. I might have had a memory for that night. You know, he made records that are timeless and spoke to a moment. And you know, his personal life is his personal life, but he's a musical genius. So you have to really separate the artist from. But he's a perfect example of what's the phrase, art imitating life, because his lyrics are really questionable. His lyrics are really questionable and speaks to the allegations, but. I mean, we separate the artist from. I'm a fan of music. It's interesting you said that. So yeah, I am. That's why I like a lot of the artists that I like, because I like the music.
Exactly. And so I was telling somebody the other day that in R. Kelly, we were actually speaking of R. Kelly because this person has a real problem with me still listening to the record, and I actually told them exactly what you just said. When that comes on, when I say, you know. Alexa play whatever, Alexa play 12, play remix. It's not because I'm connected to R. Kelly. It's because that's how I feel. It's Saturday. I'm cleaning. I'm doing whatever, and this is what I listen to. I'm not when I listen to somebody. It ain't about what they done did. It's about how that record makes me feel in the moment, or like you just stated, how it made me feel in the past. So with saying that, when you are creating music, are you creating it for people to feel you, or are you creating it for people to feel good? Because I've listened to some of your music. Well, I've listened to a lot of your music. When I listen to your music, I get that feeling of feeling good. But with you, I also get like I'm getting to know you as well. So what is your creative process when you're creating music?
So there was a period where I was writing from the aspect. I went through a lot of phases with my music. You know, I always I wanted to be on Bad Boy in the 90s. So if you come across any of the freestyles of music I did in the 90s, I was writing like I was on Bad Boy. You couldn't tell me I have 6 Rolls Royces outside. You know what I'm saying? I really was writing because I was so hungry. I wanted to be like a teenage superstar. So I was writing real hard. You know, I didn't have the support that a lot of people had in that era, or someone that knew someone to really put me in position. I just really had the talent. So then when you transition into the 2000s, you know, when I'm outside, I'm doing things I'm not supposed to be doing, and I'm getting a little money, now I'm writing about drugs because of the influence of the music I'm listening to and the things I'm doing. And then you start writing from a kingpin perspective, and then somewhere along the line, you get lost in it, and then you start being you. And I'm like, let me just rap about my life. And then that's why you find the newer records now that I do. I'm really rapping about the things that I'm doing, and I feel good about it. So I don't have to sit when I'm writing my music, what's in my brain to connect these bars to make it rhyme good. No, I'm just telling you what it is. This is what I'm doing, and it just sounds good because it's the truth. Like, now I don't struggle to write music. I won't say struggle, but it's not as challenging for me to try to just put the perfect bar together. It might take me 2 weeks to write a song because I write what I feel. You know, I have to feel connected. Like, I can hear beats and beats and beats and be like, no. I let the music talk to me. Like, the music talks to me. I don't talk to the beat. I write what the beat tell me to write. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way it's been. That's why now more my music is more personal, because you start going through things as you get a little older.
For a fact. But yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody don't know you like I know you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know your spirit.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm a little introverted.
I knew all that. You know what I'm saying? I knew all that. It's like, at the same time, I don't care how you feel about whatever. We gotta dig deep into the soul of the music, like, because that whole mixtape, you know what I'm saying, you put out or whatever, I don't even feel like you got the proper spins on. I don't care, SoundCloud or whatever you want to plug it.
Lord of the Sky?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you already know, man.
So, you know, like, yeah. All right, so prime example with Lord of the Sky, right? I really like that project.
It was bars, though.
I gave him a lot, but
you can't say like, you're a fan of the music and you doing better than the music that's today. You know what I'm saying? Like, Like the year you did it in the balls you was kicking, you see what I'm saying? Like you can't say that. Like you gotta say the foundation. It evolves, but the person only gets greater.
Exactly. Like Lord of the Sky was one of my favorites because if you follow like I'm a big fan of like the Narcos stuff and Pablo and all the cartel stuff. So if you really like follow it and know it, the Lord of the Sky really changed. I wrote the project because I was intrigued with what was his name? Armando Carrillo Fuentes. Because I was like, this guy had about 27 Lear jets. He was transporting the narcotics from the United States, and they gave him the moniker Lord of the Sky. So I'm like, yo, that's crazy. And then here it is in the Narcos Mexico movie, they actually talked about him. He was a helper. So I'm like, damn, I wrote a whole mixtape from the perspective of a kingpin. And it was cool. Like, that's the reason I did it. It was like, I did it from a kingpin perspective. But if you listen to one of the joints I did, I said, you know, on Locks, I was talking like a kingpin. And probably went over people's heads. Because they were like, well, you know, on Locks, Lord of the Sky. So I was like, on Locks, I was talking like a kingpin. When in reality, I ain't never seen a brick. But I stole 100 pounds. You know what I'm saying? But that's why.
No, you said that though. Word. That's how you jumped on the whole situation. Word.
Yeah, even with that right there, that joint that I threw out, everything on it was actually the truth, you know? Yeah. It is what it is. Yeah.
Cause we know, you know what I'm saying? You was moving, but whatever. But, we moving on. We older.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Keep going. Let's talk about it. What are you talking about? I'm here. I'm going to do the whole hour, man. I'm here. What we talking about? It's Saturday night. What we doing?
What you want to talk about? Stop playing.
What we talking about, man?
We've been.
You got any questions for me? Juanita, you got any questions for me? What we talking about, huh?
Yeah, digging the bed. Stop playing.
I was going to ask a lot of the questions that I wanted to know.
Now, Juanita.
What do you want?
Okay, and musically, I would like to know what's next for Mauri. What's next musically?
I bet. So, let's go. I got a couple songs I'm working on right now. I actually sent Dot one. It's called You Don't Know.
Good news.
You know,
yeah,
so
I'm on that though.
So
you know,
next,
I should. I'm floating. You already know I'm in a situation. Stop playing.
That's fine.
I don't play with the underrated.
For sure. So yes, I am doing a new project. You know.
So we like to hear.
I'm gonna do an EP. It's gonna be 5 songs.
Yeah.
It's gonna be called.
All right, everybody, look out for that.
Yeah.
Now you need to call that full more. You need to call that full.
You gotta update us with the release.
Yeah, you need to call that.
Right. So here's the thing. This is the goal. I set a short-term goal, and I'm gonna work diligently this year to get it done. I really want to release the project the same time the Spirit hit the marketplace. You know what I'm saying? So it's a busy year, but I'm gonna put out records for sure. And actually, I sent over the record again. The Dot. I'm gonna put it up tomorrow. I'm not gonna say tonight. You know.
Okay, so
I'm gonna go shake and step in the name of love somewhere. So, but yeah.
Okay. Hey. We're gonna put it out tomorrow. Hopefully, you have people in place that'll hold you accountable to that, so that you won't forget. Because we hear how busy you are. With that being said, you being busy, you know, you got the vodka going on, you got the music going on. Do you have like a process? Because I'm big on like meditation and having processes in flow. I actually have Dot and Nita. I know they know tomorrow is Sunday. They have a project that they're going to start working on as far as like a vision board. Do you have any practices in place or anything that inspires you to say, okay, by now I'm going to do this, by now I hear your goals, but how do you make sure that you are keeping your goals in alignment of what your vision is?
So one of the greatest disservices I've done to myself was You know, I come up with ideas and I don't execute them. And I say, you know, for instance, I was like, you know, I got to get a vision board. And then every day I'm telling myself I get a vision board, and then I don't go to the arts and crafts store. You know, so interestingly enough, a good friend of mine has actually talked to me about it and was like, you know, maybe you should do it. And I was like, no, I didn't want to do a vision board. So, you know, I was gifted a book. So that's now I got a mobile vision board. So I'll use that. So do I have anybody to hold me accountable? Yeah. So I don't have a thing. I'm eccentric, you know. I'm like a dog chasing a car sometimes in my mind. I'm all over the place. But then eventually I tie it all together and it just works. So yeah, sometimes I just gotta sit still. I'm always moving and I'm always thinking and I'm overthinking things. And one of my biggest problems is I start one thing and then I start working on another thing and then I work on another thing and then nothing gets done and I'm halfway, I have all this stuff going on, nothing completed. So I have to learn to focus. So right now, prime example, I started working on a documentary last year. And I actually had to apologize for a really good friend of mine that I really love. My documentary was on sex trafficking, but it wasn't really like a sex trafficking documentary. It was more about, most of the documentaries on pimping and hoeing, they always just talk to the pimps, where I had sat down with a lot of prostitutes, you know, and I went to them. But in particular, one of my really good friends was a madam. And, you know, she had really went on camera. But one of my good friends, you know, he was a really big pimp. He was murdered, you know, just out of jealousy. You know, the guy didn't take his jury. He had about 40,000 worth of jury on. The guy didn't even take his jury anything. Just like, I don't like you know. So my friend, you know, who was really in that game, we really have a close, sat down and really got all her stuff on footage. And then, you know what, we're trying to set the business up for the vodka thing. And I just lost focus, and she reached out to me like last week, like 4 a.m, like, yo, bro, I really need my footage, and I'm really disappointed. And I really had to apologize because I just can't do anything else right now. I have to focus on the spirit. So, yeah, that's a good question. But now I just focus on one thing now. That's it. It's all about Mauris Vodka.
Okay. That sounds good. That sounds good. You know your vices. You know what you can handle at what particular time, and everybody is, you know, everybody don't have
talk
that.
About vices.
That
I love women too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you do. Now, if everybody don't know, they can follow. That you gave your Instagram.
We go too far.
Huh? I mean, you got to talk about me, right? You want to know about me, right? What you know about me? What you know?
Because you just open the door. Whatever.
Nah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm really
you
a shy guy.
I'm just saying.
I'm really a shy guy, man.
Saying and all that or whatever. You can't say you shy and just open doors and everything like that or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a shy guy.
You trying to do.
I don't talk to women, bro.
No, but in just being honest.
Well, let me ask you.
In his field, he's an attractive man. He's an entrepreneur. He has a lot going for him. So we have to expect that. Yeah, he's telling the truth. He loves women, and I'm sure women love him right back. So no, that's worth exploring. Nothing wrong with that.
Girls that do it.
So no, let me just take a step back to really answer Dot's question, because he asked me about me. You know, honestly, I'm a quiet person. You know, I'm very private. I'm very shy. I'm an observer. I'm a watcher. I like to watch people. You know,
he's a Leo.
I do. I'm a weirdo. Like, sometimes I go out to Central Park, or I go out to West 4th Street, and I'll sit on Union Square, and I'll just sit and watch people. And I find great pleasure in it. You know, it's very calming. I do my best thinking. Yeah. And
it's more chaos.
I'm an introvert.
There's more chaos in Union Square than West 4th. Union Square is more chaos, so it's more to contain.
It is, but if you really sit back, what I do is
situation. Yeah, I dig what you're saying.
What I do is, I really when I'm in Union Square, I'll really sit on the most quietest corner and just really watch and enjoy this. I just like I call it watching life, you know. So I'm really to myself. Like I don't have a lot of friends, so I don't even desire a lot of friends. You know, most of the people that I love that was friends, they either dead or did something that I don't really rock with them no more. You know, so I'm really an introvert. I'm quiet, but I love the life. When it's time for the glitz and glam, the life camera action, I'm all for it. So I'm here. I'm gonna show up. You know. I'm funny. I'm a funny person. Like I play all day. I'm really silly. Like I play all day. That's only with the people that I'm comfortable with. The people that really know me know I'm a clown. I play all day. And really don't take a lot of the stuff I say serious unless you know I'm serious. You're gonna know if I'm serious because I'm not playing. There's no smile, but for the most part, yeah, I'm chill, man. I just want the shmoney, man. I'm here for the shmoney, man. The grandeur, normally is settling. So let me ask you guys a couple questions. Go. Let's turn the interview around.
Yes.
You know, how did the LWE come to be? How did you guys all connect? And are you going into like journalism? Because you got, it seems like you got a thing. I feel like it may be something you can do. You're a people person. You like to talk to people. Are you going to take on journalism full time?
Nah, this is a union, bruh. Like without me, there's no Erica. Without Erica, there's no Juanita. You see what I'm saying? We are force. You know what I'm saying? We move as one. I cannot talk about myself without, the others.
So to reframe the question, you guys are going.
Let me answer him real quick. So this is why I love social media. First of all, living without excuses, that's really my baby. That's my baby. I cuddle that. That's my thing. And living without excuses came after I had a great loss. So I was determined in life not to let anything, the loss or anything, hold me up. So that's why I branded Living Without Excuses, because there's no excuse not to be as great as you are destined to be, and we were all destined to be great. Now, social media was the platform that me and Dot met on, and so that's why I love social media. It was just so random. I don't even really remember. I just know it was random, and I would put out stuff because I'm also like you, a multifaceted entrepreneur. And he would put out stuff, and I would, or I would put out stuff, and he would always share my information. Like, he supported without even knowing me. So, then I met Nita through him, and it really was just a vibe. Like, me and Nita were just bonded, like we knew each other, like, forever. And so when I decided to do the radio show, initially it was just supposed to be the show. And so I reached out to Dot and Nita and asked would they co-host with me, because by them being related, they knew each other, and I knew that they could feed off of each other.
Hello?
I think we went over
It wasn't even that they said yes. It was like they said yes without any hesitation. Like they didn't even hesitate. They just said yes, and that was it. So when me and Nita was discussing it, not only did we get the show, but we decided as a team to buy the whole station. And so she is not only just my co-host, she is also my business partner with the whole station. Hey. So that's how this vibe came.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was cosmic.
Brooklyn way, we spread love, like all day in the dollar. It's just the way we move, you know what I'm saying? We rather spread love. A lot of people think we the other way, but that's dudes. At the same time, we're going to keep it pushing, right? We're going to talk about more of Mauri B, more of Mo,
talk
as I
about
know him, you know what I'm saying, from the
Let me
street.
talk about.
You know what I'm saying? We're not going to talk about this. Nah, because you keep talking about this fun-loving, big teddy bear dude, man. I'm not feeling that at all. We gritty. We from Brooklyn. It's the takeover. Stop playing. Like, we want to know how your knuckles dirty. How you?
What? He wants me to say it again.
No, I'm just saying, we want to know every side. It's not just, you know, I'm you know.
Oh, so you want to know, like, you
got
to give me something direct. Like, I think that's
a direct question.
So we talk about me as like my personality, and then what do you talk about? Like, I don't know. We talked about that.
Personality.
You know, I'm private. I'm quiet. I'm a thinker. I like to watch people when I'm to myself, and I play all day, and I'm and what else? What else we need? What do you want to do?
Talking about the ladies, man. You talking about the ladies?
Oh, you want to talk about females? No.
Oh,
what to say?
OMG, please,
I'm talking
no.
about you.
You want to talk about the girls?
The whole person.
No, thank you.
Girls.
That want to get nasty.
No, I want to talk about the whole person.
Not tonight. No.
It's not enough time.
It's enough time. Go for what you know, Dad. This is your interview.
Yeah, we talking about the whole person.
So, we talk about the ladies, man. That's what you want to talk about? Girls. No. I put the number on your paper, but I love. So I am not engaged or married. I'm just dating, I'm not even dating with a purpose right now. I just really try to, I don't talk to...
Media, I'm just saying, I brought that point up because, when you're social media, a lot of people can be confused. I know you, like I said, I know you. But, you put up a lot of, funny situations. So it can confuse, the females that, that's wondering.
When they want to know, they want to know how to get next to me.
What it is? Like you can't put up subliminals like you have a situation and you just post this and stop because we only a couple days away from February 14th.
I spent
you trying to tell him out? What is happening right now?
Yeah, what I'm saying? Hey, ladies.
I am so lost. What is happening right now, I'm like, I see it going so far left. I'm like, no. Okay, yes, okay, yes, okay.
No, we're not pissing him out tonight. That was not going to happen. I'm sorry.
It's not even no, that's not what I'm saying.
This is not that show.
We will contact The Bachelor if that's what we need to do. And we will get Mauri, do we need to get you on The Bachelor? It sounds
like. I'm about to say sounds like.
It sounds like that trying to get you signed off. So do we need to get you on The Bachelor?
You definitely got to get me on The Bachelor because I need somebody to match my flea. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. But I'll be honest. Like, women is been a great distraction for me too. I'm on with chocolate chip cookies, but no. No, seriously. Like, right now I'm focused on my business. I don't talk to women. People always say that, yo, Mauri, what you mean you don't talk to women? You're not gay. I'm like, I don't talk to women, meaning I don't like rejection. I'm petty. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Like, I'm not that far. I'm not that far removed. If I pull up on you and shoot my shot and you shoot me down, I'm liable to be like, boop, boop, you boop, and peel off of the car.
Right.
I'm petty. I don't care. Like,
Brooklyn.
I'm 16. Like, yeah, Brooklyn style. Since you ain't all that anyway.
Right.
Not so nice.
Right, that's
fine. So to avoid all of that, it depends on how she curved me. If she curved me calmly, like, I'm good, love, then maybe. But if you give me a funny look or something, I'm going to say something not so nice. So to avoid all of that, because I'm egotistical, in my mind, I'm like Michael Jackson / Jay-Z / so in my mind. So you tell me no, I got a problem with it. So I don't talk to girls. Not saying they come beating down my door, but 90% of the female interaction that I get is because they gave me a sign. A smile, a wink.
90%, that's a high percentage. 90% is a lot.
That means 90% of the time.
No, that just means he's a 90%.
No.
You took it to meaning his female attraction situation.
What I'm saying is 90% of the time that I interact with a female and it gets personal or lead to intimacy, it's because they have essentially did something for me to recognize they're interested. You know what I'm saying? In another way. It's not. It could be a smile, or they might say something to me, or look at me a certain way. And as people, as humans alone, we pick up on it, and I go, okay, she wanted me to say something to her. She's already communicated. She's already communicated me with her body language.
Smooth
Sometimes
operator.
just come right out.
Yeah, that's
No smooth operator, man. No, I ain't a player. I just, no.
Specialized.
I am a female. No. I am a female enthusiast.
Bob, I'm coming on living excuses. No boy. Like, oh man.
Right.
I am pro. Can I say? I know I can't.
No. I don't even know what it is, but no.
I am pro.
Pro what? Okay.
I don't know if I can say it. This is Christian radio, right?
I don't think you could. Right. I don't think you could say it. I don't even know what it is.
Not a question. You didn't question it about 3 times.
The unification of. I'm all for the unification of man and woman. How about that?
Okay.
That's good. Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
But what about you, Juanita? What do you got going on?
I am just a good old girl who goes to work and goes home and says a prayer and goes to bed. No.
This sounds like something like totally different. Nobody wants to know about what Juanita's doing. Like, I don't know about you, Mo.
It's so shady.
Like, we just gotta talk about something different. Like, what is Erica doing? Like, what are you doing? But at the same time, we don't want to know what Juanita's doing.
Yo, Juanita, let me find out that. Don't want anybody sliding in your DMs like that.
I don't want nobody sliding in Juanita's DMs. I'm the whole bumblebee. For real.
Oh my God. Talk about overprotective big brother, man.
Talk about it.
Yeah, it's not happening. But we gonna
am I an adult or not?
Yeah, we gonna keep.
Am I an adult or no?
It's a Brooklyn. No, it's a no. Cause you from Queens. But we gonna talk about Brooklyn. More about Brooklyn.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring y'all on back. I'm gonna bring y'all on back to Brooklyn because we running out of time. So Mauri, I want the people to know, like, I want to get back to the Vodka, and I want to make sure that the people are clear on what you need and how to get in contact with you. It looks like we have your email address as maurib@gmail.com, which is
No. Oh, no. That is my personal email address.
No. Go ahead.
Oh, not that one. Sorry.
Well, go ahead. But this is what I want you to break down.
So let's start with the
people and how they get in contact with you.
I am currently looking for people that are strong in sales, brand ambassadors, mixologists, graphic designers, photographers. I'm looking to build an in-house team. I acknowledge that early in the game I'm going to have to pay for services, but my goal is to build an in-house team where we find a creative compensation, people that believe in the vision, that's passionate about the spirits industry, that's looking down the line that's going to take this walk. So yeah, right now it's critical that I get me a couple of a good photographer, a good graphic designer, a couple of brand ambassadors with a good following on your social media, in particular Instagram and Twitter, and a couple partners in terms of profit sharing and equity. And
financial partners.
Right.
Okay.
And any inquiries, you can just info at tastemaurice.com, or you can just email me directly at maurice@tastemaurice.com.
Okay, spell that out.
I'm excited. Let him
spell that out, Dad.
So you can email me. You can email me at info at tastemaurice, and it's MAURIS.com. Info at tastemaurice.com.
Okay. And so that's your email address. And then do you want to put out an Instagram page as well? I know you did at the beginning, but let's go ahead and
the Instagram is Mauris Vodka, MAURIS Vodka.
Okay. Go ahead, Will.
I was already on. Like, I'm just trying to, understand everything clearly, everything correctly. Your music as well. I feel the music.
So with the music, let me just step aside from that. The SoundCloud is District 16, DISTRICT 16. For any producers that want to send me some music, you can send it at youcan'tbuyswag@gmail.com. That's the letter U, can't spell the same way, buy spelled properly. So UCANTBUYSWAGG@gmail.com. You can't buy swag. That's for artists, music related stuff.
Yeah.
Swag stuff.
Yeah, I feel the whole vibes, man. But you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know it like you do. You gotta keep pressing on your whole music situation, man. Cause I feel that vibe. I've been feeling this since like forever. Really though. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, man. I appreciate your support. You always told me I'm a dope dude. This is a fact, man. I can't hold you.
For a fact. Like,
do you have any advice for someone who's up and coming and kind of
going through
what you're going through?
I'm actually happy that you asked that question. So when I was 16 years old, recording, most people, you had to have somebody in your family or somebody that knew somebody to pay for your studio time with. Back then, studio time was $100, $200 an hour. Wasn't, what I'm saying? Because it was ADAT. Now, for these young guys, all you need is a laptop. There's so many recording programs now. You don't have to be in a booth and all of that stuff. You can really just record a whole album in your living room, mix it down. But these guys have so many more outlets now that we didn't have when I was 16, 17, 18, trying to really get in a game. Now you don't need a record label. They are winning. So it's really nothing that I could tell them. I need to be asking them because I'm an old fish in a big pond, you know what I'm saying, in a new school, because it's just different. They don't need a record label now. If you hot, the record label needs you. And if you that hot, you really don't need a record label. You can put yourself stuff on your own website and let them buy your music directly. You don't need iTunes. You just don't. If you that hot, you can set yourself up on your own website. And people will go to your website and buy your music and download it. And it's just easier now than it was with all the, the media outlets, in particular YouTube and all these streaming services where you can push your music up. And it's really not about album sales no more. There's a lot of artists out there that don't have records on the radio, but they make thousands and millions of dollars from touring because they got a core fan base and they stay consistent. Consistency is key. Mm-hmm. They stay consistent. They put out their music. They got a fan base. They get their merch and they work it, and they hungry. They attack it. Like that's what I would tell them. You don't have any responsibilities, and you really love music. Follow your dream, man. That was one of my greatest services I did to myself. And another thing is you have to network. Like I'm funny acting. I acknowledge it. A lot of people didn't want to work with me because they say I'm funny acting or standoffish or, you know, he look at you. I just didn't want to do it. And it didn't work out for me in my favor. One of my business partners told me, like, son, you got to chill, bro. Like, dudes be thinking you funny acting. I know you cool, but you don't be wanting to talk to dudes. Dudes be trying to talk to you. You just be like, oh, what's up? And it really didn't work. You can't be like that when you're trying to come into the music industry because it's fake. You just got to play the game. And it's something I really wasn't trying to do. But, you know, it is what it is.
I'm glad that you gave that response because I was really hoping that is what you would tell the people to encourage themselves and to do it themselves and to get out there themselves and that they don't need anybody else to get started. So I'm really happy that you gave that answer. That was perfect for the people. So we're wrapping up right now, Mauri. We want to just say thank you. We really appreciate
you guys for giving me a platform to talk about.
So proud of you.
We appreciate you.
Love you.
Love you.
Love Erica.
Love you.
Yo, let me give a shout out. Shout out to Living Without Excuses Radio. Shout out to Will, Anita, Erica, and everybody involved behind the scenes. Thank you for having me. It's your boy, District 16, Mauri B, Brooklyn.
All right, thank you guys. That will and Nita, I thank y'all. I thank y'all for arriving tonight, as you do every Saturday night. And we appreciate everybody listening. We appreciate everybody.
Thank you guys. We love you guys.
Thank you from the bottom of our heart. I also want to plug our link, the HTTP, what is it called? //bit.ly/living LWER radio. If you go to that website, you are able to click on a link that says PayPal. When you click on that link, you are able to donate to the mission, which is Will, Nita B, and Erica Michelle. So if you want to make sure that we continue as we do and to love on you guys with new information, please go there. And so we appreciate you all, and everybody be blessed. Good night.
Yes, good night. Love you guys. Yeah.